Over the years I have built a number of layouts in various scales: 00, 009, N and live steam narrow gauge in the garden. The one thing all of them had in common was that they were all newly built from scratch, with no parts being used from previous layouts. Nowadays, with the emphasis on recycling and saving the planet, I thought it might be fun to see what resources could be saved by restoring an existing layout. This could of course just be a pretentious way of seeing how little expenditure I can get away with. Anyway, I thought, as a reasonable bodger, why not try to restore my son's old layout? If I succeed, it won't be a scale model of a real location. If I fail, then I will hopefully have had some fun along the way and maybe, who knows, learnt something. If I can end up with something better than a glorified train set, I'll be well pleased. Any progress will be documented, so let's begin with some history. The railway was originally built over 20 years ago for our younger son. For the last 16 years it has been stood up on its end, untouched, in our garage. The board is a 6 feet by 4 feet single sheet of what looks like 10mm MDF on a frame of nominally 2 by 1 inch timber. The layout was designed to hinge up onto a bedroom wall when not in use, and so to improve its appearance when in the upright position, the bottom of the timber framing was covered in a single sheet of ply. The track and points are a mixture of Hornby and Pico, and the curves are radius 1 and 2. The track was pinned to foam ballast glued to the board, which gave smoother and quieter running. The plan is basically a double track oval which allowed 2 trains to run at the same time. The inner oval has a short siding behind the station and 2 further sidings in the centre of the layout, leading to a modern locomotive servicing shed. The outer oval has a loop in the station area and no further sidings. The station has 2 platforms with 3 platform faces, a station building, footbridge and platform awnings on the loop platform. There is also a signal box and some signals. In the centre of the layout are 2 modern detached houses and the previously mentioned locomotive servicing shed. The platforms and all the buildings are Hornby. The scenery is built up on a base of polystyrene ceiling tiles covered in a mixture of scenic materials. 2 tunnel mouths were included, but as Hornby track spacing is wider than the real thing, they've had to be split to fit and look like they have never been finished. As the 2 ovals are not connected, the wiring was deliberately kept simple. Each track is controlled by a simple cheap Hornby transformer stroke controller. The points are all hand operated. The idea is to try and see if the existing layout can be restored and refurbished and at the same time be made more operationally interesting. New scenery and buildings might hopefully move it away from the train set look. The foam ballast has shrunk and, if touched, deteriorates to a fine dust, so must be removed before any track testing can take place in order that it does not find its way into any of the loco mechanisms. In order to access the ballast on the hidden section, it will be necessary to remove the hill. At the same time, all existing buildings will be carefully removed and stored. The platforms will initially be left in place but may be removed later if found necessary. Once the ballast is successfully removed, the track will be repinned and cleaned.